At first, they thought it was a hostile cyber attack on the estate's infrastructure. That's how unprecedented this was. The mystery got solved within about 10 minutes when someone did a physical audit of the server room. They discovered that a hardware override switch had been manually thrown from inside the king's private dressing room. Charles himself had used a physical master key, a redundant security tool created during the Cold War era specifically for scenarios like this, to cut the estate's external network line. He did not want his digital traffic monitored by the Central Palace network while the new legal text was being drafted. Think about that. The reigning monarch was so concerned about his own household tracking what he was doing that he physically severed the internet connection from his dressing room using a backup system designed for national security emergencies. That's not normal palace procedure. That's someone operating with a level of secrecy that suggests whatever he was signing, he knew it would face serious opposition if anyone found out before the ink was dry. While the network was still dark, the king's personal physician, Dr. Michael Dixon, walked out of the private quarters holding a sealed leather pouch. He didn't speak to any of the waiting advisors in the corps. He handed the pouch directly to a courier, who was waiting on a running motorcycle in the courtyard. The destination of that courier remained an absolute secret from the rest of the family. The logistics log showed no flight plans or travel manifests had been filed with the local constabulary. The institution was operating completely in the dark, with the reigning monarch utilizing emergency personal protocols to move legal documents across the country without the knowledge of his heir. Now let's talk about what was happening on William's end while all this was going down. William's office at Kensington Palace flags any unusual activity within the sovereign's private accounts through a shared financial tracking system. By 11 in the morning, the prince's chief financial officer noticed the sudden lack of data flowing from the Sandringham registry. The digital bridge that allowed both offices to coordinate on estate management had been entirely severed from the northern end. William immediately tried to place a direct call to his father's personal mobile line. The call went straight to an automated message saying the device was out of network range. So he contacted the main switchboard at the estate, and a senior operator told him that the king was resting and had issued strict orders that he was not to be disturbed by anyone, including family members. That's when the senior advisors in London started to genuinely panic, because if the king was altering his private estate distribution without the consent of the Prince of Wales, the entire transition plan for the transfer of power was compromised. And here's why that matters so much. The private properties, including Balmoral Castle and Sandringham itself, are held personally by the monarch rather than by the Crown Corporation. They're not state assets, they're personal property. A sudden shift in their future ownership would trigger a massive legal battle within the family. These aren't just houses, these are hundreds of millions of pounds worth of real estate that have been passed down through the family for generations.